Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Dawn here and we're going to complete our little mini series of painting water, and today we're going to do a very simple seascape. No birds, well I might do a couple of birds in the sky, we'll see, but there'll certainly be no ships, no rocks, just the sand and the sea. And I'm going to start by painting the sand, and that's so that we can have the waves overlapping, and it's a lot easier if you do this bit first. So you'll see what I mean as we go along. I've already painted the sky in because there are quite a few videos on this channel as to how to paint skies. So let's get going. We're going to use two tones. You're going to need a light tone and a mid tone of your watercolour pencils. Now you can use any brand you like, but if you're using Derwent, we are going to be using brown ochre and burnt yellow ochre, and I will put all of this in the description down below. I will link all of this information so you don't have to remember what tones you have to use. I probably won't put which colours I'm using because obviously it depends on what brand you're using. And so I shall put all the general tones of colour that you will need in the description box down below. So let's get going with our sand, and we're just going to start. I've just made a very light line here just to show where the sea ends, where it comes into the shore. And we're just going to shade on our sand colour fairly strongly, not very, very strong, but fairly strong, because we need these waves to show over the top when we're done. And we're just going to keep on doing that and shading on like that, and then we're going to put that away, and we're going to bring in our middle colour for our sand. So we're just going to shade this on with a slightly lighter touch so that it doesn't overpower the first, because this is sand. So again, like in previous videos, we are going to try and create some texture. So obviously we want that texture of the sand to show through. So we're going to do that and put our pencil back, and I'm going to use my flat, well, no not, I'm going to use my round brush for this, I do beg your pardon. I will be using a flat brush a bit later on, but for this bit I'm going to use my round brush, just a medium round brush, and we're just going to put the water on in short movements backwards and forwards like this, so that it's not too flat. We don't want an even streak. We want fairly rough, uneven movements to replicate or represent the texture of our sand. So we just keep doing that for a moment. So I'll go a little bit quicker now that you've got the technique. And we'll do that till we've finished our sand, which won't take us very long. And we are left with some lovely, rough, textured sand. We're not going to bother doing footprints in the sand as if anyone's walked along it, especially at the moment when we're not supposed to be. Well, not in groups anyway. So we're going to leave it like that for now. And then we will need 3 shades of blue for our sea. We need a light, a middle, and a turquoise colour. So that's the only information I'm going to give you for the time being, because as I say, it depends on what brand of pencils you're using. I'm using Derwent, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I'm using Derwent. But I'm going to use the one called light blue to begin with. And we're going to shade this on, start at the horizon line, because the horizon line is straight, or at least it should be, or straightish anyway. So we're going to, as we've done before, just, this is a bit like our basic wash technique that we did in our very first video when I first started this channel, and I did the basic techniques with you. We did a basic wash, and we're going to do that now, more or less. And we're going to start with our light blue, or our lightest shade of blue, and we're going to get this done quite quickly. And then we're going to move on to our middle blue, our mid-tone blue. In this case it's going to be a spectrum blue, but again you use any colour in any brand of pencil that you like to use. And we're just going to very quickly shade over this, probably not quite as thoroughly as the first one. The light blue really is just to get rid of the white on the paper, and then that will do for that, I think. And then I think we do need a sort of turquoisey blue. I'm using Kingfisher blue, But you use any turquoise colour that you've got. There are some lovely turquoise colours out there in the different brands of watercolour pencil. So pick which one you like. And we're going to put our turquoisey blue over there like that. Okay, you can still see the blue or the white, but you won't by the time we're done. Now we are going to use our flat or filbert brush, whichever you prefer. I prefer these little filbert brushes, but if you like a flat, that's absolutely fine. And just like we've done in the river paintings, we're going to stroke this on with a sideways movement like that. And we're going to keep doing that all over the sea. We will get the waves in a minute. They will be lapping into the shore just at the front of the painting here. But obviously we need to get this painted in first. So we're going to do that, hopefully fairly quickly. You can always go back and tidy up the horizon if it's not quite straight or it's not quite how you'd like it. Leave that until you've finished, and if you're not happy with it, it is a bit raggedy actually, but we can always go back and tidy it up a bit. That's not a problem. I'll show you how we resolve that. If you think, oh golly, that's not a very straight horizon, I'll show you how we get out of that problem, or how we deal with it, at the end of this little demonstration. So it's not about just painting. This channel isn't just about how we do paintings, it's how we cope with problems and mistakes that crop up. And let's face it, they all do from time to time. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a different medium. This is a Neocolour, and it's not by Derwent, I think it's by Caran d'Ache. Oh, I've just had the thumbs up from my wonderful husband across the room. So it is a Caran d'Ache, and it is a bit like a soluble wax crayon. And so what we're going to do, we're just going to put in where we would like our waves to be. Don't put them in straight lines though. Have them reasonably random, and for this painting we're just going to keep them reasonably few as well. So we just put a mark in where we want them, and then we just do our feathering. If you've been with me in the basic techniques, you will have seen me do feathering, and that's all we do. We feather our waves in just like that. And in fact, we're going to bring this one right along the edge so that it comes right over the shore onto the sand. And we will put some darks under there in a minute. So we'll go right across there. You are going to pick some of the colour up underneath, possibly. But don't worry too much about that, it'll be fine. So we come right across there. And there we have, I won't put any more in just for now actually, I think I'm going to leave it there. And what we do need to do, we need to find a dark blue. And I'm going to use, for this one I'm going to use an indigo, but you can use any colour you like. And it is, I know I should have sharpened this really, but it's only just to put some shading underneath the waves, just to give it a bit of shadow underneath. Just like that, because that would be in shadow just under there. And again, for your bit at the front here, you will need a dark underneath. So I'm going to use a Van Dyke brown, and I believe there are many brands of pencils that use a Van Dyke brown. So we're going to put that under there like that, just to shade it, to give it some depth, just under there like that. And that gives you your dark. And as the waves come in, the sand gets wet, so it's going to look darker anyway. And we can always brighten this up when we're done, if we want to. So we'll just make those a bit whiter as it's coming right to the front. And I think I'm going to leave it there. It's very tempting to fiddle because it is such good fun, but I'm not going to fiddle anymore. I shall resist the temptation to fiddle. And what I am going to do is just deal with this bit at the back here. This horizon. I'm not quite happy with this horizon line. So what we do, we just take it higher. We use one of our pencils that we've already used, or any blue really, and you just take the horizon a little bit higher. And then you have your straight horizon line. So problem solved. And I'm not going to risk putting any water on that because I'll probably mess it up again. But what I am going to do, I'm just going to blend it in with a white pencil. and that will blend it up into the sky without moving the pigment around the paper too much, and so we still retain our horizon line. So there you go, problem solved. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. My goodness, it's been a bit longer than usual. I do apologise. But never mind, we'll keep going because we're nearly finished. And tomorrow, please stand by for a very special announcement. I'm going to be announcing a brand name or a brand change of pencils, and for a very special reason. So do come back tomorrow and you'll find out more. And in the meantime, please do stay safe. And if you stayed with me till the end of this video, I know it's a bit longer, thank you very much. And have fun with your painting. And I'll see you tomorrow for our news flash. See you then. Bye bye.